Hello, my name is Haley Stoker, and I'm with Centerstone's Prevention Services Department. This slideshow is the Puberty and Human Reproductive slideshow for our Adolescent Sexual Health Toolkit. Getting into puberty and human reproduction. Puberty is a stage of development in which the body becomes capable of reproduction. In other words, puberty is when a person's body becomes capable of having children. It includes physical, mental, and emotional changes. Puberty typically occurs between ages 9 to 16. Puberty is a process of hormones. Hormones are a chemical in the body that play a role in development, reproduction, and sexual growth. Everyone has hormones. The hormones that have to do with sexual growth are called sex hormones. Sex hormones can determine biological sex. They change the body during puberty. They help to create sperm, initiate menstruation, and assist with pregnancy. Puberty begins in the same place for everyone, in the pituitary gland. The pituitary gland acts as a command center. During puberty, the pituitary gland sends a signal either to the ovaries or to the testicles to begin the production of sex hormones. When signaled by the pituitary gland, the testicles will begin to produce testosterone. The ovaries will produce estrogen, progesterone, and even a little testosterone. This will begin a series of physical, emotional, and mental changes in the body. Physical changes can include things like sweat and oil glands becoming more active. This can cause acne or even body odor. It is important that during puberty, a person practice good hygiene. This includes bathing on a regular basis, washing their face and body, and even wearing deodorant. Additionally, another physical change that can occur during puberty is increased hair growth. This includes hair growth under the arms, on the arms and legs, and even on the genitals. Biological males experience increased facial hair growth. The body is going to grow and develop during puberty. We're going to see an increase of height and muscle growth. In biological females, the development of breasts begins to occur and the hips begin to round out. The voice also begins to change. Vocal cords grow and mature during puberty. Biological males may experience temporary cracking of the vocal cords, but it's just temporary. A person's genitals and reproductive system begin to grow and develop during puberty. The testicles become capable of producing semen, the fluid that contains sperm. The penis becomes capable of ejaculation, which is the release of semen. Sometimes this can occur while a person is sleeping. This is known as nocturnal emissions, which is sometimes called having a wet dream. This is perfectly normal. As you can see, the male reproductive system is predominantly made up of the penis, the testicles, and the scrotum, which is the skin that protects the testicles. About once a month, the ovaries will release an egg. This egg will travel into the fallopian tube. It will await fertilization by sperm for 12 to 24 hours. While this is happening, the uterus has prepared a thick lining of tissue to support a possible pregnancy. As you can see, this is the internal female reproductive system. It is comprised of 2 ovaries, the fallopian tubes, the uterus, the cervix, which is the opening into the uterus, and the vaginal canal, which leads out to the external vagina. If an egg meets with a sperm cell, a pregnancy can occur. The egg and sperm will form an embryo, which will then implant into the lining of the uterus. The uterus will support and protect the embryo during pregnancy. If the egg is not fertilized, then about 2 weeks later, the uterus will begin to shed its lining. The uterus no longer needs this lining because there's no pregnancy to support. The unfertilized egg will dissolve with the blood and tissue of the uterine lining and will simply exit the body through the vagina. This is what is known as having a period, also known as menstruation. After the period, this entire cycle will begin over again. When menstruation begins to occur, periods can be irregular. Examples of this can include having a period 1 month and not having a period the next month, having a period with a heavy flow and then having a period with a light flow. It can include having a period that lasts for 3 days and then having a period that lasts for 7 days. There can also be occasional light bleeding that occurs in between periods. This is perfectly normal. To give you some interesting puberty facts, the ovaries are about the size of a large strawberry. The fallopian tubes are about the size of a drinking straw, and the uterus is about the size of a pear until pregnancy, at which point it can expand to the size of a watermelon. It takes about 64 days for the body to make sperm, but because the body is constantly making it, a person never runs out. Sperm can live in the body for up to 5 days. So even if ovulation hasn't begun yet, it is possible for sperm to still be present when it does. This concludes the puberty and human reproduction slideshow.